host of the Sci-Fi Zone, where we'll be discussing anything and everything that's sci-fi, gaming, and anything else in between here in Newfoundland Labrador. And today I have with me Roxanna Hansen, and Paul Dooley, and of course Darren Hand. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back, and today's topic of the show will be the Lord of the Rings. So I happen to notice that you have a really cool tattoo.
Thanks.
What does that mean?
That is the inscription on the inside of the ring. It's written by dark tongue, words I cannot mutter here.
No, we don't want to bring you there.
Now, Lord of the Rings, that's the one where the wizards and the witches and Hogwarts and Harry Potter, and right?
Yeah, nice try.
No. Not even close.
Not even close, no.
The wizard part, yes.
Wizard
well,
part, yes.
Gandalf is a wizard, but no witches.
No witches.
Yeah, he was in Harry Potter, wasn't he? The guy who played. There was somebody who played in. No, it wasn't.
No?
That was the X-Men.
Yes.
Yes.
Now you know what
Our
it is.
show.
The first one was I was carried on, but this one is I'm actually wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no,
continue.
Lord of the Rings. That's with Frodo and
Yes, the
Samwise
hobbits.
Gamgee. Yeah, the hobbits and.
What do you like about that? Why do you like that so much? They have a tattoo on your body for it.
Love it. I love anything fantasy. I read the books when I was 14 years old and fell in love with the books. Never thought they'll ever make a movie of it because it's so complex, and they have a whole new world. They have a language that's made up. You know, J.R. Tolkien's so creative, but when they made the movies,
Yep.
it blew me out of the water. It's so amazing.
The special effects are really good.
Yeah, I was really impressed. Like I went in thinking, I was kind of skeptical about the whole thing. I mean, but today's with the
Well, a lot of the times the movies don't really give the book justice
No.
at this time, I think. Well, I haven't read the books, so I can't really comment on that one, but I really love the movies for the special effects and just everything that they've done.
it's fantastic.
Is there anything that they left out of the movie that was in the books that they should have put in the movie?
Yeah, they put Arwen in it quite a bit in the movies. She's not really in the books. They kind of made more of a love story than it was in the books.
Okay.
Yeah, some of the parts she plays in the movie was actually played by another elf that's in the book.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of give her more of a character in the movie
Okay.
than into the book.
Yeah.
So some things there that I prefer they had keep it more towards the book.
But the story stays.
But overall, the story basically
Story
stayed the
stays.
same. Yeah.
A lot of that was shot in Brazil. Was it Brazil?
New Zealand.
New Zealand. See, I'm not even close. Not even saying.
We'll make you a fan yet.
Yes.
I actually went to New Zealand in April just because of that movie.
To see what it
To
filmed.
see where.
Oh,
Lord
wow.
Now, do they still have the Hobbit's place? They still have it there?
That's in Wellington. They have a lot of
Okay.
places. They have it all over the place. Like they have some
Yeah.
in the north side of the island. They have
Mhm.
some in the south side of the island. We actually stayed on the top of the volcano where they played mostly with the Black Gate and stuff like that.
Yes,
in that area.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
really fantastic.
So the country itself or the town actually capitalized on the movie. They left the sets there, or not sets, but
They actually took a year and made those
Yeah.
sets, so that way the flowers and everything that's in the movie was actually
Yeah.
nice and blooming by the time that they actually filmed the movie.
Oh, wow.
Like Hobbiton, right? They still have
Yeah.
that. But other areas, they just used the background. Some of it was
Yeah.
just background.
Okay,
Yeah, like that part when she's parting the water,
Mhm.
when she's with the horse, she's running away from the.
Yeah.
yeah.
That part was just a pond they used. All that was backdrop. So it's pretty
Oh,
interesting
wow.
to see it in the movie and then see it where it was actually filmed because
Mhm.
a lot was added to it.
A lot of that, too.
Yeah.
Green screen CGs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I watched the 3 movies. It's not I'm not a big fan. I just never really took the time to get into it, but I did like the stories a lot.
Well, it was on there last weekend, and I tried to stay up for it. At 1 o'clock, I had to go to bed, like, because they weren't over till 3.
Yeah.
And it's like with the commercials where it so drags out and everything, even because it's already a 3.5-hour movie each one
Mhm.
anyway. So,
Yeah.
but no, it's worth watching anyway.
The new movie coming out now, what's it called? Hobbit?
The Hobbits.
The Hobbit.
The Unexpected Journey.
Where does that line?
That's pre these movies. That's before all of this.
So are any of those characters going to be in that movie?
Yes, Elijah was coming back as Frodo,
Yeah.
and I think.
Ian McKinnon too, as the wizard.
Oh, is it Gandalf is coming back?
Gandalf's
Okay.
coming back.
And I think Sean's coming back as Samwise.
What wasn't that the first time that the Hobbit guys met the wizard?
Well, this would probably be the part where they would meet Gandalf.
That's where
Will
they
be
find the
in.
ring.
Will be in.
Oh,
That's
okay.
where they introduce Gollum, those characters
Mhm.
back then when they found the ring.
That's the little.
The dragon.
That's the little. What's the little guy? Precious.
Gollum.
Precious Gollum.
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 Yeah.
He was like.
Smeagol.
He was like I didn't like him. Go get a wash.
My precious.
My precious.
He used to be a river folk, but that ring turned him into a creature. like
Yeah,
that.
because he had it so long and prolonged
Yeah.
his life that it turned him into the monster that you see him.
Was that CG or an actual person?
CGG.
CG. Yeah, that's what I thought. There was no way someone would move like that because he's like climbing up over everything and doing everything.
But now they did have that guy who talks for him, like have the green patches all over his body to match him up with having him
Oh,
moving
okay.
in a certain way.
Yeah.
So he was like hunched over, and he was actually like climbing over things and everything else
Mhm.
just to get him moving properly for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, that's what I find about the movies. They were really long. Yeah.
So much detail is still with
Yeah.
those books, right? I mean, there's still something left out, but
Another thing I liked about the movies too was that when you're watching them, I compare it to when they made these Star Wars movies. Like when you're watching them, there's stuff going on in the main scene, but then in the corner of the screen, there's stuff going on. There's always movement in the movies. So that's what I liked about that.
yeah.
What's your favorite characters?
Arwen. I like Arwen. Elven Princess. I use that in my Hotmail for many years. Elven Princess 27 at Hotmail.com. So I'm definitely Lord of the Rings nerd. I'm proud of it.
Who played that character?
What's her name?
Liv Taylor.
Liv Taylor.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Steve's daughter.
Steve's daughter. You know Steve well, do you? Excellent. Steve's daughter. You know Steve, buddy, the over. Steve over the road.
Pals.
Yeah.
I liked. I forget what his name is. He played in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Johnny Depp.
No.
I like Johnny Depp.
No, he was on. He was in. Orlando Bloom. He was in Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's Legolas.
Yeah, I liked his
Yes.
character, and also the little guy, the elf. Is elf? Was that
Gimli.
him? Gimli, yes.
Gimli.
Oh, I love Gimli.
Yeah.
That's my son's favorite character. Is
Yeah.
Gimli.
He was neat. He was.
Yeah.
I love him.
And he had to have restricted time in the makeup because he had a reaction to it.
Oh, did he?
Mhm.
So yeah, so he had to have so much time in it just to when he was on camera
Mhm.
to see his face and stuff when he was speaking. Otherwise, he used his little backup person.
Wow.
But yeah.
And a good thing about him too, he's the tallest. You know, when you see the fellowship together,
Yeah.
he's the smallest.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he's actually the tallest
Thomas
of all
and
of them. He's like 6 feet something, but they had to do.
It's
Little
amazing
camera
what you can do
shots
with
there.
cameras.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But what was I going to ask then? But like most of the weapons on that were just bows and arrows,
And there were swords.
swords,
Mhm.
bows and arrows and swords.
Mhm. And of course, Gimli had his axe.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah,
right.
there was a little guy had the axe.
Yeah.
And what was the bad guys used? I call them bad guys, but the armies, they had some kind of,
They had their own kind of swords made up with like a point at the tip that stuck up that would really do a lot of damage.
that's what I found, was like all the bad guys, like the stuff like, it was like rough and ready, it's like you couldn't stab anybody with it, or you couldn't really clobber them with it. And then you see all the good guys had like real sleek bow and arrows and nice swords, and I would have preferred the stuff that they had over what the bad guys had.
But they had the Witch King, so that was their
true too.
that was their final.
I didn't like the elephants in it though.
They're big, yeah.
That's sort of true. Like I found when you're watching in the theater, that the elephants sort of, I don't know, they either had the elephants made too big or they had the people made too small. They never had them in proportion. I don't know. That's just the way I've seen it. You guys never noticed that?
Well, I've noticed it. I just figured that was just what he wanted. I don't know.
Okay. Well, they weren't really
Well,
elephants.
it was an elephant
It was
theater. Like, this is a different time.
This
and-
is fantasy, Middle
Yeah.
Earth, yeah. There you go. So is your husband into,
He has a matching tattoo.
he has a matching tattoo? Wow.
Yeah, he's a big Lord of the Rings fan. I actually introduced him to Lord of the Rings, and he's been hooked ever since.
So how many books are in the series?
3. Not counting The Hobbit.
Only 3 books? Wow.
Right.
I thought there was a series of them books.
There's only 3.
Wow, I learned something every day.
Mm.
That's neat.
I'll have to get a copy of those books for you.
Oh, absolutely. I got them all.
Are there any video games of that, of Lord of the Rings?
Yep, I played the strategy one online. That's one of my favorites. It's
Oh, yeah,
Battle for
okay.
Middle Earth.
Yeah.
It's one of my
Battle for
favorite
Middle
strategy games. Yeah, it's really good.
Neat.
Okay, try again. Well, that seems to be all the time we have today. I'd like to thank Roxy for joining us with our chat about Lord of the Rings, and Paul Dooley, and of course Dan Hand. If you'd like to be a guest or have any topics for us, you can always email us at thescifizone@gmail.com. You can always get us at Facebook, and you can always reach me on Twitter, KarenFord1. Thanks for watching.